The unfortunate reality is that many people unknowingly support puppy mills when they purchase a dog from a seemingly harmless breeder or pet store. While the term puppy mill is often used, it's important to know what to look for when trying to identify one. Together, we'll break down the key signs of a puppy mill so you can avoid making exploitation and suffering profitable. But first, let's define what a puppy mill is. Let's dig in. A puppy mill is a large scale commercial dog breeding operation that prioritizes profit over the health and well being of the animals. In these facilities, dogs are kept in overcrowded, unsanitary conditions with little regard for their physical or emotional needs. Puppy mills churn out puppies in high volume, resulting in dogs that suffer from health, behavioral, and social issues. Yes, that's the same USDA that inspects your steaks at the grocery store, also known as the United States Department of Agriculture. You might wonder, what does USDA registration mean in the context of dog breeding? It's essentially a license that allows mass production of puppies sold wholesale without buyers ever seeing the dog in person. Who are these buyers? Mostly pet stores, biomedical research labs, and puppy brokers. Sometimes the unsuspecting individual looking for a companion. If you aren't familiar with the term, puppy brokers are people or businesses that buy these puppies to resell to pet stores or other buyers. While USDA licensure might seem like a safeguard, the reality is far from it. In order to keep this registration, the dogs are treated like livestock. They're kept in small kennels in isolated buildings away from the main living area. While there are minimum standards set by the Animal Welfare Act, these do not address critical factors like basic grooming, socialization, or emotional well being. Here's what these conditions often look like in practice. Dogs are confined to cramped kennels barely larger than their bodies, only 6 inches taller, longer, and wider, even for mothers with puppies. Up to 12 dogs may be housed in a single kennel. To maximize space even more, the kennels are often stacked. This arrangement allows waste to fall onto the dogs below, leaving the animals in filth and exposing them to harmful bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Outdoor access is not required since simply having an exercise plan in place meets legal standards. Many puppy mill dogs will live their entire lives without ever seeing the outside world. There are no limits on the maximum number of dogs a facility can house. This means there could be hundreds or even thousands of dogs in a single breeding facility. Even the breeding practices themselves are inhumane, allowing females to be bred continuously from their very first heat cycle until infertility or death, whichever comes first. There are no regulations regarding the grooming or hygiene of these dogs. This means they regularly have painful matting, feces and urine buildup in their coat, chronic eye, ear, and skin conditions, as well as excruciatingly overgrown nails. While the dangers to their physical health are evident, living in such conditions lead to profound psychological consequences. Dogs in puppy mills often develop lifelong behavioral issues such as anxiety, fear, aggression, and obsessive compulsive behaviors. Puppy mills disguise their websites with cute sounding names like Green Pasture Puppies, Fluffy Acres Poodles, or Heavenly Hills Chihuahua Farm. These deceptive names are designed to hide their inhumane practices, creating the illusion that the puppies are raised in a loving home on a family owned farm. Pet stores and puppy mills have this relationship because the mill produces a high volume that meets the store's needs and lacks any concern for the long term situation of the puppies. The pet store then sells the puppies again at huge markups or will finance them with interest rates as high as 130% to 189% APR. This means unsuspecting people are paying far too much for these dogs, regardless of how they choose to pay. Puppy brokers create their own websites to appear as legitimate businesses, promoting their services of selecting and transporting puppies to buyers across the country. They often call themselves puppy matchmakers to sound more appealing to unsuspecting buyers. In reality, they are simply middlemen moving puppies from puppy mills to consumers. Many genetic health issues, which would greatly affect a dog's quality of life, can be prevented through proper health testing and ethical breeding practices. Titles serve as unbiased confirmation that the breeding dogs meet the breed standard and have proven temperaments and qualities. A pedigree is more than a family tree. It tracks health, longevity, allergic reactions, and other familial factors that can affect the puppy's well being. A contract outlines rights and responsibilities of all parties and serves as protection for the puppy. It gives clear expectations for both the buyer and breeder and provides options for recourse if necessary. Offering a health guarantee shows the breeder stands behind the health of their puppies and has taken necessary steps like health testing and basic veterinary care. It also outlines the breeder's obligations if a covered condition occurs. A lack of proper veterinary care is common in puppy mills. These dogs will likely never see a licensed veterinarian, so it's not surprising their records are non existent, incomplete, or sometimes even falsified. These important steps are skipped when quantity is more important than quality and it cuts into profits. This produces dogs with unknown backgrounds, increased risks of genetic conditions, and poor health. High volume breeding operations produce numerous litters from a range of breeds and mixes. The presence of multiple litters with little to no time between is common, often including back to back litters from the same females. This constant availability of puppies in such large numbers and variety is a hallmark of puppy mills. Now that you're aware of the signs, you have the power to make informed decisions, educate others, and help end this inhumane practice. If you'd like some ideas for actionable steps to take, check back for my upcoming video, Stopping Puppy Mills. For now, you can browse this playlist on how to find an ethical source for your next dog. Until next time, stay curious and keep digging.